from Dhaka, this is Tahmina Nupur and you are watching BSS News. Government reaffirms parliamentary polls in February. Government seeks political parties quick coordinated decision on referendum issue. Upcoming national polls to determine country's future course, says Chief Election Commissioner. FVCCI launches disaster preparedness, multi-hazard management training at Mongla EPZ. Trump says Russia and China have secretly tested nuclear weapons. Now the details. Government reaffirms parliamentary polls in February. The government today reaffirms that the next parliamentary election will be held in the first half of February 2026. The announcement came after an emergency meeting of the Council of Advisors at the Chief Advisor's office, chaired by Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus. The advisor Professor Dr. Asif briefed the media at Korobi Hall, saying the meeting discussed finalizing the July National Charter, organizing a national referendum and determining its content. Professor Dr. Asif said the Council expressed gratitude to the National Consensus Commission and political parties for their efforts in building consensus on reform issues. He said differences remain among political parties on the timing and content of the referendum, and the Council expressed concern. The meeting stressed the urgent need for a final decision on the referendum and how to address differing views within the July Charter. He said the government urged long-standing allied political parties of the anti-fascist movement to hold internal decisions and provide unified guidance as early as possible, ideally within 7 days. Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Advisor Mohammad Fawzul Kabir Khan, Housing and Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan and Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam were also present. Government seeks political parties to quick coordinated decision on referendum issue. The government today called on political parties to take a coordinated decision on the referendum and the implementation of the July National Charter. The decision, it said, will guide necessary government actions. Law advisor Professor Dr. Asif announced this at a press briefing at the Korobi Hall in Chief Advisor's office after an emergency meeting of the Council of Advisors. He said the Council urged allied political parties of the anti-fascist movement to hold quick internal discussions and give unified guidance within 7 days if possible. He said a coordinated political position will help the government decide on holding the referendum. Professor Dr. Asif said the meeting thanked the National Consensus Commission and political parties for efforts towards reform consensus. Discussions focused on finalizing the July National Charter, organizing the referendum and fixing its content. He noted that differences remain among parties regarding the timing and subject of the referendum, and the Council expressed concern. The meeting stressed the urgency of final decisions and addressing differing views of the July Charter. Upcoming national polls to determine country's future course, says Chief Election Commissioner. Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nazrul today said the upcoming Jatiyo Samsad election will decide the nation's democratic future. He said the Election Commission is committed to a participatory, free, fair and acceptable election. The Chief Election Commissioner made the remarks while inspecting security drills and training for Ansar and Village Defense Party members ahead of the national polls. He called for cooperation from voters, law enforcement agencies, political parties and the media, saying a fair election needs collective effort. He also emphasized his duty as a citizen to ensure a successful election. He said training for Ansar and Village Defense Party members is an investment and they will play a crucial role in maintaining election security. He warned against false information spread through artificial intelligence and said a special cell has been formed to verify content. The Chief Election Commissioner announced that officials on election duty will vote through a postal voting app launching on 16th November with ballots sent to their addresses. Measures are also being taken for expatriate voters and citizens in lawful custody. Bangladesh Ansar and Village Defense Party Director General Major General Abdul Muttaleb Sajjad Mahmood said election security will be run on a fully digital system with instant incident reporting from polling centers. He said young Ansar members aged 18 to 25 will lead field operations and deployment will be done through the AVIMS software to ensure transparency. FVCCI launches disaster preparedness, multi-hazard management training at Mongla EPZ. A 3-day training titled Disaster Preparedness, Business Continuity and Multi-Hazard Management began this morning at the Mongla Export Processing Zone. The aim is to ensure uninterrupted industrial production and minimize losses during disasters. Officials and employees from various factories at the EPZ are attending the program, jointly organized by the Safety Council of the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce and Industry and the Mongla EPZ Authority. At the opening session, Executive Director of Mongla Export Processing Zone, Kalam Mohammad Abul Bashar, stressed that proper preparedness and timely action can reduce industrial losses and keep productivity stable. He also appreciated the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry for taking steps to promote a safer business environment. Additional Executive Director of Mongla Export Processing Zone, Wahidul Zaman, delivered welcome remarks highlighting the need to strengthen factory-level capacity for disaster response. Program Coordinator of the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce and Industry Safety Council, Mohammad Munjur Kader Khan, explained the objectives and activities of the initiative. He said the program is part of the Bangladesh Preparedness Partnership Project under the Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief. He added that joint efforts of the government and private sector will help build a safe and sustainable business environment, and thanks the Gates Foundation for financial support and the Asian Disaster Preparedness Center for technical assistance. Senior officials of Mongla Export Processing Zone and representatives of the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry Safety Council were also present at the event. Donald Trump says Russia and China have secretly tested nuclear weapons. United States President Donald Trump has alleged that Russia, China, North Korea, and Pakistan are conducting secret underground nuclear tests and said the United States would also resume testing. He made the remarks on Sunday during an interview with the CBS program 60 Minutes. Donald Trump stated that other countries are testing their nuclear capabilities without public disclosure and added that he does not want the United States to be the only nation not testing. He hinted the United States may conduct nuclear tests similar to other countries, raising questions about whether this would mean the first American nuclear detonation since 1992. His comments followed Russia's recent claim of testing a nuclear-powered cruise missile and an underwater drone. However, United States Energy Secretary told Fox News that current plans involve system tests rather than nuclear explosion and said these would be non-critical tests designed to evaluate the delivery and setup systems of nuclear weapons, not to trigger an actual detonation. The United States has been a signatory to the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty since 1996, which prohibits all types of nuclear test explosions. That's all for today. For more information, visit bssnews.net. Thanks for watching.